Holy Motors, a Crossout video by Dangerously Incompetent. Another month, another season. They keep coming thick and fast, don't they? Less than a week since the last one finished, and now we've got Holy Motors. 60 days of fun and frolics to carry us through to the beginning of February. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel a bit of season fatigue. And I'm a keen Crossout player. I play an hour or two or more a day and have been doing for like 4 years. What's it like for a casual player? The person for whom playing an hour a day for 60 days in order to complete the season and unlock everything is a push, a bit of a stretch. How are they feeling? I mean, they've got school, they've got work or kids or other half or other commitments eating up their time. They don't have the time to spend an hour a day. And if they did do an hour a day, they pushed last season and did 60 days, an hour a day, and they look at this one and go, I can't spend the time, I've got other stuff I need to be doing. I'm not going to bother with a season. I worry that they're going to go on from that to think, well, if I'm not going to do the season, I'm not going to have the latest stuff, I'm not going to be keeping up with the curve, I might as well not bother to play Crossout. That's what worries me, with all these seasons coming so thick and fast. But anyway, let's have a closer look at the season, shall we? Let's start with Operation Red Light. A new game mode, we've got 20 days of it, limited time duration, but I do like these new game modes because they keep everything fresh and interesting. A change is as good as a rest. 8 versus 8 in the mission, the staple of Crossout, that's alright, but it's nice to have something different every now and again. And in this game mode, you're a survivor trying to escape the Ravagers, and it's a chase. So you start as a survivor, you're running away, and if the Ravagers get you, you turn into a Ravager, and then you're chasing the rest of the players, and you get points on both sides. You get points as a player killing the Ravagers, and you get points as a Ravager grabbing the players. So all good fun. But it's worth noting that unlike the previous season's special modes, the reward is scrap rather than plastic. And because there's no plastic reward that doesn't cost you fuel coming in the season, there's nothing keeping the price of plastic down this season. I reckon the price of plastic is going to go through the roof this season, unless we get a snowstorm and present heist, which might reward us in plastic instead of crackers this year. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. Probably the devs don't even know. They're probably arguing over it even now. But anyway, it's new game mode, it's fun, it's fast, frolics. I recommend you try it out and see if you enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, I still recommend you play it a bit, because there are challenge rewards, which I have already completed. Can we see them? Apparently not, but there's new paint. See this paint? Honeycomb, white honeycomb, yep. That's a reward. Then there's a couple of stickers, and there is your choice of one of these custom kits. Or 20 coins. So it's worth playing. Just for that, I reckon. Even if you don't enjoy it. And then play it lots if you do enjoy it. If you want more details on Operation Red Light, then watch out for my next video. Or play it yourself, you lazy toads. This season is just like all the others. There's 50 levels, and you unlock the levels by completing challenges, and there's daily challenges which you just play and you get patches and you complete the daily challenges. If you're in a hurry to do the daily challenges, you've got limited time to play, I suggest you do raids, because the enemies are so much weaker, you kill them so much faster, you get more patches quicker and complete the challenges quicker than you do in a mission or even in something like Patrol. Then there's main challenges, which are a bit more complicated. You've got to do something specific, but they're easy enough to qualify for. And then additional challenges, which is really rather more specific. If you're limited in time and you want to complete the season, then concentrate on doing the daily challenges, because they disappear. If you don't complete them in the 24 hours, that's it. The opportunity to do them is gone, and there's a new set the next day. Whereas the main challenges and the additional challenges, they stack up. And then if you haven't completed them all by the end of the week, the new ones come in, and if there isn't room, they stack up invisibly, but they're there once you've completed all the other ones. So you could have a binge session at the weekend and do them then, or indeed you could do a binge session on the last day of the season and complete them all then, but that would be some day. That would be a lot of effort. But once you complete the challenges, then you get rewards, and let's look at the rewards, shall we? The first reward is the M25 Guardian. That's a new frontal machine gun, and they're filling out the spaces on the tech tree because we didn't have a special frontal machine gun before, but now we do. So it's got a limited arc, and it's got good durability, and it's got perk, which while you're shooting you can get up to 10% damage reduction. Oh, jolly good. But frontal machine guns are not meta. They're not particularly popular these days. But you get 3 of them, provided, of course, note the padlock, you've bought the battle pass and given Gaijin some real world cash. If you haven't bought the battle pass, you have to wait till level 7 when you get 4 work pieces, or level 8 when you get the blueprint, which you can use on the Holy Motors workbench here. But after the season has finished, you won't be able to use those blueprints. You can only use the work pieces, which don't need a workbench, and they hang around forever, but you only get 4, and each one enables you to make a single Guardian, and then it's gone. Then we got some portrait stuff, some banner stuff, and a banner overlay to tell everyone else how far along you've got in Holy Motors. Shall I use it? Yeah, I'll use it. There you go. I'm level 4 in Holy Motors. Then we get some more interesting new structural parts. New structural parts are always good. More options in your build. And look at this one. It goes around the corner, so you can wrap that round your generator or your fuel barrel or something vulnerable. How much durability has it got? 37 durability. Yeah, not so bad for 84. So it's quite heavy for its durability. And there's a couple of other pieces. So there's some lighter pieces, which are just small. And then some bigger pieces if you want to do the back of a pickup truck or a van or something. And that's it. Oh no, there's a bumper. It's a rather small bumper. So yeah, only 4 long. Quite dinky. But I'm sure there'll be a use for that somewhere. And that's it for structural parts, I believe. Yes. And then we come to something that I and other people have been asking for ages. That is stickers in simple shapes in one colour, which you can then use and make a collage of them and make a picture all of your own. Engage your artistry, follow your muse. And this season we got black and white ones, and we got squares, and we've got circles, and we've got right angled triangles, and we got equilateral triangles in black and white. Great! Well done, Tarjam. I've been asking, these would be fun to use. What we could do though is another piece. It's like a long thin rectangle. Then we can do lines, maybe round the edges as well. That would be useful. And then of course other colours. But we got that to look forward to in new seasons. Only 2 pieces of decor this season. We got some fog lights, which are 6 long and 1 wide, and then we got the obligatory hologram Wings of Hope, which of course will be price locked forever. Get price corridors gone. Hang about a minute. That doesn't look very price locked. Oh, I can undercut. Oh, I can bid. Oh, it's hardly price locked at all. Maybe they've changed the way price corridors are working. Or maybe no one's actually traded one just yet. Can we unlock them? You can probably get to level 7 by doing the challenges. And is there? Yes, there is an elite battle pass for plus 15 levels. So someone could have got them already, but maybe they haven't been traded yet. Anyway, 2 pieces of decor. And then some more portraity stuff, and then workpiece and an upgraded blueprint for the tempura in case you didn't manage to unlock them in the old Syndicate season, or weren't playing when the old Syndicate season was around. So yeah, them, and there's Pyrolid, an upgraded blueprint, so that's on the workbench, of course. And that came from, when did that came from? Doomsday Cars. And then the Gravistar, in case you didn't unlock it from, I can't remember the name of it now. No, it wasn't Guiding Star, but it was something. But if you haven't got it, now you can get work pieces for it, and you can get an upgraded version. Durability, time to overheating, spread. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Maybe not the time to overheating because of its perk. Oh, and some work pieces for the Hermit. And hang on a minute. So you got 2 work pieces. The Hermit ST and the Hermit. I wonder if they'll be cheap. Because last time the work pieces for the parts that were already in the game were cheaper than they were on the workbenches by one of their ingredients. And then there's this upgrade for the Nova and a blueprint for the Nova in case you didn't unlock them. And that's it for the existing stuff. Oh, and the Pyrolid. Did I mention the Pyrolid? I'll mention the Pyrolid now. Oh look, it's an upgrade for the Pyrolid. Jolly good. Now the part you've been waiting for me to talk about, the Averter. If you got the Battle Pass, you get a free upgraded one. Otherwise, you have to wait for your workpiece or the blueprint to use on the seasonal workbench up here. The Averter's interesting because it adds a new mechanic to the game. The part itself is fairly small, medium power score, medium durability, medium mass, but it costs 1 point of energy. Why would I want to spend a point of energy on this? I want to spend my energy on firepower. Help me destroy the enemy. Well, you might want this one. You might want to spend the energy on this because it increases the damage resistance of parts attached to power nodes up to 30%. That's a lot of extra damage for those parts. Now, I'm presuming that these things here are the power nodes because if we press the F button, we get a new icon. We get the yellow square with 3 empty circles in it. And if those are the power nodes, then they're on 3 sides of the cube of this thing. So you attach it to your cabin. Can you attach it to your cabin? Some people say yes, but it's not working at the moment because it's bugged, and other people say no. And I can't tell you until I get one of these things in a few weeks' time. And the description doesn't say. Dear Targem, your in-game descriptions are not good enough. They need to be improved. If I'm going to spend the time and resources to get one of these things, I want to know what it does before I go and get it. I don't want to have to leave the game and search around on forums or look for someone who's made a video about it to find out what it does. I don't want to leave the game. You need to improve. There needs to be a question mark here that you click on and it comes up with a wall of text and it tells you all about it, what it connects to, what it doesn't connect to, how it works, more explanation. It's needed. More information in game, please. Back to the Averter. So you can attach it to your cabin maybe, or maybe not. 30% extra damage on the cabin, that's good. Or if you've got one of the big plough bumpers on the front, you've got several hundred points of durability there. Connect this thing to it and it's another 30% of durability effectively. Or maybe you attach it to your weapons, stop yourself getting degunned. You can't attach it to your movement parts because movement parts get attached to a frame. Or maybe you can. Maybe you can attach it to the frame and on those spare little connector bits on the movement part you could fit one of those things. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows until we try. We should be told in there. I don't like this new mechanic. I don't like power nodes and their 30% extra damage resistance. I think overall it's going to be bad for the game. That's not going to stop me from using it, you understand? It sounds far too useful not to use one of these things. But for the game, I think it's bad news. For experienced players, it's good news, because it's an extra depth. It's extra depth to the game, more complexity in crafting your build, something else to optimize, more interest. But for the new player, it's horrible. It's going to make Crossout's learning curve even steeper. It's another thing that's hidden, that's not told to them up front. Put yourself into a newbie's shoes. You're coming, playing around, and you're shooting someone. You've learnt to de-gun people, but their guns seem extra tough, and you've no idea how they're doing it. And when you do find out that it's because they attached an averter to their weapons, you can't get one, because you weren't playing the game when Holy Motors came along, so you couldn't use the blueprint, and you didn't get any work pieces. Okay, you can buy it off the marketplace, but you're a new player. You don't have spare coin. You just spent all your coin getting your purple pack cabin, your favourite or whatever. And now you've got to get one of these as well. This is not a part that's going to improve the new player experience. It's a part for seal clubbers. That's where this thing is going to get its most use. That's where the people who've got this thing is going to get the most benefit. Taking it, putting it in a build and taking it up against people who don't know about it, who can't have it. And it's not the only thing that's bad news for Crossout as a game in this season. Because the Averter is not the only new part that uses power nodes. At level 33 we have a new legendary light cabin called, and I kid you not, the Master. Now, what sort of a player is a cabin called the Master going to appeal to? Have a think about that. Yes, that's right, it's a seal clubber's delight. Oh, this is bad, badity bad. It's a light cabin, it's got chunk of power, highest cabin speed, some tonnage mass limit, adds 12 energy points, of course, because light cabins have more energy than big, heavy cabins, obviously. And it's got some durability and lowish mass. And the perk. When the module is activated, the cabin heats up, and when it's deactivated, the cabin cools down within 5 seconds, restoring up to 10% of the durability per second to the parts attached to the power nodes. Better descriptions, Targem. You need to improve your descriptions. The campaign for Clear English, I have a field day round here, I tell you. Are you going to get back 50% at most because it happens, the per second is counted up in the cooldown, or is it during the activation so you could have up to 100%? You couldn't have more because does it restore when you're cooling down, or does it restore while you're activated? Who knows? But anyway, Seal Clubber's Delight. Stick one of these things in your peekaboo hover, the stripped down ones, minimum mass, no extra structure, just a cabin and some hovers and some weapons and an engine, and everything of course is upgraded for reduced mass and increased power, and they're just zipping around all over the place. They're really hard to hit, and it's a horrible thing to fight when you're a new or intermediate player. Experienced players, it's pretty bad when you're an experienced player, because the experienced player will know we've got to focus that guy down, but he's hiding right at the back. To get to him, we've got to get past everyone else. And if we don't get him, he's going to be sniping from the back, de-gunning people, shooting people, wrecking people, racking up the damage. So we've got to go focus him down. It's a painful. And for new players, it's horrible. They can't catch up with him. They can't find it difficult to shoot him, and if they do shoot him, it just hides away with the chameleon, or gets behind, uses maneuverability to get behind landscape so no one can shoot him or see him or shoot him, and gets his durability back. That's a horrible thing to do to new players, because they can't afford a legendary cabin, but people who can afford this legendary cabin can use them against new players. Bad Targem. Naughty Targem. This is rubbish. Boo! And there's another thing about this Master cabin to dislike. It hasn't been finalised. We don't know what shape it is. and we don't know how many power nodes are on it. It might be a really awkward shape with only one power node in an awkward to use position, in which case it's not so much of a concern, it's not so powerful. But on the other hand, it might be a really easy shape to use and have loads of power nodes on all 6 sides, in which case it'd be really rather overpowering. But we don't know, because the devs haven't finalised it. They've released the season. You can buy a battle pass, you can buy an elite battle pass. In a week or two you'll be able to buy +1 level for the battle pass, but we don't know what we're getting. If I was thinking about buying a battle pass this season, I would not buy it until this thing has been finalised. There's one more new part for your builds in the season. It's the Waltz legendary rocket launcher. What's its perk? The impulse and blast damage of each following rocket in the salvo increases by 100% and 25% accordingly. According to what? According to the number in the salvo this rocket is? Or does the first rocket have to hit for the second one to increase its damage? Clear as mud. But anyway, it does damage, and it fires 3 rockets at a time, and unusually for rocket launchers, it has a full traverse. It turns all the way around. It's not just a limited traverse. And, even more important, no drop off. The rockets don't travel in an arc. They travel in a spiral on the level, in a straight line. So you don't have to worry about how far away your target is and adjust your aim accordingly. It travels in a flat trajectory. Though of course that means you can't fire it over stuff. What else we got in this season? We're on to the fillers now really. Coupons for Epic Workbench if you've got the Battle Pass, 5 of them, saving you 15 coins per Epic crafted if you're going to do any crafting on a regular workbench ever again. Paints, 2 paints. We've got Heavy Sky, which is grey with bits, and Steel Coating, which is shiny metal with pattern. Jolly good. Not much to say about them. And that's that. Custom kits. We have a custom kit for your Caucasus, which makes it look a bit more ravagery, and a custom kit for your Helios. Is it Helios? Or is it a different one? Doesn't say, but it's legendary, so it's for the legendary plasma emitter. Some coins and more coins and some legendary stabilizers. How many of them? 4 of them. They could be useful if you're really, really, really rich in coins and resources and you're up to the point of upgrading your legendaries. More coins for the Battle Pass owners only, of course. Idol of Death. That's for your test range. Okie dokie, and Battle Pass only, and but it's not tradable, is it? Tradable? Not tradable. Nope. Okay. So only the favoured few who give Gaijin money will ever have this. And another portrait, and then every level past 50, another 20 coins. So that's that for this season. Overall, I'm disappointed with this season. There's new stuff to play around with. There's some nice stuff, but there's some bad stuff. There's the not finalising the master cabin before releasing the season, and then there's the even worse power nodes, which in my opinion is going to make the new player experience significantly worse. And we don't need that. We need a better new player experience, because Crossout needs new players. It always has, and it always will need new players, and this is not helping. That's it for the season, but there's one more thing to note, that in the update came a new relic. Now if you're at the Jormungandr shotgun, legendary shotgun. Now if you're at the level of relics, you don't really need me to talk about this, so I'll only say that it's a 2-shot shotgun, and if the first shot hits, the second shot will heat up the victim. That's it for this video. Like, subscribe, etc, etc, and I'll see you in Red Light, where I'll chase you down like the dog of a survivor you are. Ha 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 ha.